I'm Abrielle Millett for BYU-Idaho Radio, and I'm here on the phone with Brett Bagley, who is a member of the Fair Board for Madison County, and we're here to talk about Whoopee Days that are coming up, the Madison County Rodeo, which is on June 25th, 26th, and 27th. Before we get into that, Brett, can you tell us a little bit about yourself so our audience can get to know you?
Yeah, yeah. So my name's Brett, and I grew up here in Madison County, and I grew up raising all sorts of farm animals, but particularly beef cattle. And in my high school years, I showed them at the county fair, and I went on a mission, and I came home, and they invited me to be on the fair board uh, to maybe bring some younger blood in. And I've been here for just about 4 years now, and it's been a great experience. I get to work with amazing people and to put on events for the community. So
Yeah, that's super awesome, that you're from here and you've participated in the um, Madison County. Have you done any of their rodeos, like participated in something specific?
no, I never got into rodeo. I had um, I guess growing up too, my dad um, helped out with rodeos all across the kind of this eastern Idaho area, and so it just kind of was part of part of my summer. It was just you'd go to a rodeo every couple weeks, and it was a good time. So it just only made sense that later on that I guess I would be also helping putting on rodeos as well. But no, I never did any actual rodeo events.
Do you have like a favorite one to watch though?
Oh yeah, okay. So I there's just too many good ones. But I really love the rough stock. I mean, who doesn't love watching, the bulls and the broncs, saddle bronc? It's just those are some athletes there who can get on those big animals and try and ride them for 8 seconds. I know I couldn't do it, but it's sure enjoyable to watch. And I think being on the production side of it rather than being somebody there to watch. It's cool to watch and hear the crowd interact too. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I imagine it's fun. It's probably a lot more fun to be on a production side than running the bowl itself. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
to but I yeah, a couple weeks ago, at the Madison County, they had the BYU-Idaho rodeo that they did, and so just recently, I had the chance to see that rodeo there that day, and it was quite fun, and it's fun to see, and it's obviously from far as an audience member, you might be like, oh, I could be on that bull for a long time. But it, like you said, it probably definitely takes an athlete and skill to get on that animal and to stay for a number of seconds.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I mean, even as a kid, I used to think like, oh, I could do that, and but really, when you watch those guys, I mean, they're a lot of them are really young, too. Some of them are still in high school, and they can just get right up in there and yeah, I don't know how they do it. It takes some strength and some skill for sure, but it's I mean, overall, like not just, the bowls or the rough stock events, but, our timed events, the ropers, the barrel racers. I mean, all of that takes so much time and practice, which is one of those cool things, like I said, we get to see on the production side because, we're not just involved, during this, 1 week of the rodeo and then the week of fair in August, but we can see year round the individuals in the community and from the surrounding areas who come weekly to our facilities to practice and they put in a lot of time, a lot of money to you know hopefully come to their hometown rodeo and win.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of younger kids and teenagers doing this. What what have you seen in these practices? Kind of like how does one develop the skill of doing any of the rodeo activities?
Yeah, I that's a good question. I think a lot of it just has to do with the area that we're in. We're blessed to live in the West, and the whole area really was founded on agriculture and found on ranching. And so it's just kind of for a lot of these individuals, it's really just bred into them. It's their blood. It's how their families made a living for hundred so on years, and so it just kind of went from being a livelihood to also being a hobby. And I think that's how it turns out for a lot of kids. I know some individuals just get into it. They may not have had really any background in ranching or anything, but um, it's something that we definitely like to see overall in the rodeo community is we want to see the sport grow and evolve into continue to be a part of the West and America's heritage as well.
Yeah, it's definitely bred into the culture. Like you said, it's very much here in Idaho. When it comes to the Whoopee Days rodeo, it's a 3-day rodeo that they do every summer, right?
Hmm.
What can um what can one expect at the rodeo? I know they do like a mutton busting right before the rodeo begins, but what other things can one see for those who may have never attended a rodeo?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, yeah, the rodeo is 3 days. It used to be only a 2-day rodeo, but as the area kind of grew, and there's only so many seats at the fairgrounds, we decided, man, we really need to add a third day to help get people into the stands and to enjoy the rodeo. So we made it a 3-day rodeo, and that was about 2 years ago, and it's even grown since then, and it's a sellout event. I mean, everybody, we meet family members who are like, I'm live in Utah now or Oregon, and I come back home to watch the rodeo just because it's been nearly 100 years. I don't remember off the top of my head, but almost 100 years the rodeo has been going on every year. And what you can expect to see, like you said, it's 6:15. So the doors open at 5. 6:15 is mutton busting, and it's way fun. It's our pre-show where you get to watch little kids hop on a sheep and ride it, and it's really enjoyable for everybody. And then once the rodeo starts at 7 is the action takes off. We have some wonderful opening ceremonies. One thing that I love about rodeo is it's very patriotic. And so our opening ceremonies, especially this year, tied to, the 250 anniversary of America's independence, we're trying to focus, especially on Saturday, Patriot Night, uh, on that aspect of America. And then we'll get into, rodeo action. We'll have those rough stock events, bear bronc, saddle bronc, yeah, you name it, bull riding at the end. We have barrel racing, several roping events, breakaway, tie down, team roping, and I think a lot of people also enjoy like right around midway through the rodeo. We started even when I was a kid. I remember it. It was we call it the cash cow, and we find some pretty wild cattle, and we put some money on them, and send them out into the arena. And we have it broken up into several age groups, but just to get the audience involved. So that's one of those uh, ways that the audience gets to participate is they get to come join the rodeo and hopefully walk away with some cash. And another huge thing that we started last year and we're going to do it again this year, thanks to Woody Smith Ford, is every ticket um, that that is purchased is an entry into an opportunity to win a Ford Bronco. So that'll be super exciting to watch. There'll be a drawing all 3 nights, so you don't have so you buy a ticket for Thursday. There'll be a drawing for Thursday, and so on, and you can have a chance to I think throw a ball through the window of the Bronco, and hopefully one of the lucky people at the rodeo will be able to drive away in a brand new Ford Bronco. So that's exciting. Not necessarily rodeo, but something to give back to the community. So we're grateful for that too.
Yeah, that's definitely a fun addition that's been added. Certainly will add a surprise or something to someone's day. Um, and also the cash cow. I've seen the cash cow before, and it's definitely it's fun to see a lot of people chase after a cow. Or it's probably a lot harder when you're down in kind of like the arena chasing around a cow, but it's definitely a fun way for the audience to participate in. Is there also gonna be, I know in the past there's like food vendors and that also add to the rodeo atmosphere. Is there also gonna be that again this year?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, we have a lot of great food vendors from around the area. Pretty much anything you can think of, from the classics, burgers, to the Mexican food, to super cool desserts. I mean, it'll be the food is always great. I mean, you can't go wrong with good food at a rodeo, and so yeah, I believe also Friday is there'll be a farmer's market. Typically they come, but that's more on their end than I guess it is ours. But it's also a good opportunity to support local businesses and have a good time, enjoy a good meal.
Yeah, and I noticed, for the 3 nights of the rodeo, there's this theme, for each one. I know you already mentioned
Hmm.
on Saturday is the patriotic theme, but on Thursday, it's family themed, and then Friday is cancer awareness. I guess, can you tell me a little bit more about, I guess, why those themes were chosen, or is that, something that is always the themes of each year?
Yeah. So I guess we sort of have always had themes, and it wasn't until the last couple of years that we really gave them a name and found some partners in the area to make those nights what they are. So yeah, Thursday is family night, uh, sponsored by Bank of Commerce, and it's basically it's in the name. We want families to come out, we want them to enjoy the rodeo. Um, you can buy 4-pack tickets for $40, or so yeah, 4-pack tickets for $40, um, which is a smoking deal, and it's a great way to get your family out, enjoy the evening. And Bank of Commerce will be putting on some things I think throughout the night as well at the rodeo. Friday is Cancer Awareness Night, sponsored by Madison Health, and this has been going on for a couple years now, and it always sort of evolves to highlight the those who are fighting cancer, who have overcome it, or just to stand together as a community and support those individuals who need our help. And there's a fundraiser, a raffle that goes on that night as well. And you don't have to be present to participate in that. You can buy tickets online, I believe, and and I'm not sure what the prizes are this year, but it's like I said, a great way to fundraise for cancer research. That all that money goes directly to our local cancer, our hospital here, Madison Health. So we enjoy that, and then Saturday is Patriot Night, and it's a like I said, this year it's a big deal. It's 250 years, so we've got a great patriotic opening ceremony, and I don't want to spill all the details, but it's something that you really wouldn't want to miss, and um, that we'll be able to highlight heroes of America that live here in our community, and to just, have one patriotic night finished at the end of the rodeo with a firework display. So we look forward to all 3 nights, and it's a sellout event. So especially Saturday, those tickets are typically gone a couple days before Saturday even rolls around. So for sure, get your tickets to those events because they won't they won't be around, and you don't want to miss it this year for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun event to attend. And they can buy tickets on the website, right? It's myfairgrounds.com.
Yep, myfairgrounds.com. You can it'll have it all there, all the information, um, and about buying tickets, and more, about the raffle tickets and sponsors and all those details too. So.
Yeah, like you said, this is a rodeo that's super fun every year. It's a sellout thing. Um, what is something that sometimes people are surprised about the rodeo here?
Mm. I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to um, really think about it. But I guess maybe from my perspective, it's hard to watch the rodeo, I guess, because we're busy working,
Yeah,
us on the board. But one thing that I just I just always love is, when you get a brief moment, typically at the beginning, to bow your head and thank the Lord for a good day, for the opportunity to be an American, to live in this community, and to look out and to see all the people that are there to just have a great time, to share in the love and joy of the sport and our country. And I think if that's what people walk away with too, then we've done our job to come away being proud of our state, our city here in Rexburg, our county, and ultimately our country. If they can go away um, feeling that pride of being an American, then we've done our job.
yeah. And for the rodeo, do you typically need a lot of volunteers, or is there often already a number of volunteers that help?
Yeah, we do always look for volunteers. We've been working on that for a couple months, and this job. I mean, my position on the fair board, and there's 6 more of us. It's all year round volunteer. And then, yeah, when it comes to the events, we're always looking for ushers and security and parking and even ticket takers. We're always looking for that. So if you're interested, if anyone out there's interested in being a volunteer or looking to help in any way, you can, like I said, go to our website, myfairgrounds.com, and we should have, our information on there, email, phone number, so you can give us a call or send us an email that you're interested, and we'll get back to you. But yeah, we couldn't do it without the help of so many people. I mean, it's a great big team of over 100 people probably between um, those jobs that I listed and to members of the community, our sponsors who really do a lot of great work to make it what it is.
Yeah, it definitely I imagine it takes a lot to put on these Whoopee Days, and it's super exciting and something the public probably appreciates to have this rodeo every year. And like you said, a lot of people are practicing and preparing year round and doing things. It's a fairground that is used often. Is there anything else that you would like to add before?
No, I think we just about covered it all. Just make sure and get your tickets. Like I said, they sell out typically this last week leading up. Um, so yeah, get on the website, myfairgrounds.com, get your tickets, and we look forward to seeing you next weekend.
I'm Abrielle Millett for BYU-Idaho Radio, and I've been here with Brett Bagley, who's a member of the Fair Board of Madison County on Whoopee Days. So thank you so much for talking to me about the rodeo coming up. That'll be something super exciting for the public to participate in. So thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me.